Good morning, everyone. Andrew Douglas in the Action News 5 digital desk. Are you done with your holiday shopping? If you're like so many Americans, you are still waiting to the last minute to get stuff done. Now, there are so many different ways that scammers are trying to get your information, trying to get your money, because they want to get that cash as quickly as possible, and they have so many devices that they can go after, specifically in your home. We're talking about computers, cell phones, TVs, doorbells, garage door openers, the list goes on. And there is certainly convenience in all of that, but there are some cyber threats out there. Let's talk more about these cyber threats, the risks, and how to protect yourself. We're joined by Nooper Davis, Chief Information Officer for Comcast. Good morning, Ms. Davis. How are you?
Good morning.
So let's talk about what Comcast recently released, a new cyber health report. What are some of the key findings here? Because there are so many people online right now trying to get some last minute gifts, among other things. What did this report reveal?
Really interesting data. First, since our last report 2 years ago, we found that there are now 25% more connected devices in our customers' homes. Also, the threats keep increasing. So since the 5 years that we released our Xfinity XY Advanced Security product, it has blocked 10 billion threats in our customers' homes. And then the other really interesting piece of data was that the average number of attacks that we block per home, unique attacks, is 23 per month, 23 attacks per month. And the real number is probably 2 to 3 times as much.
Let me ask you this, because call me old school. I don't like any kind of Echo or listening device, Alexa, that sort of thing. But everyone seems to be purchasing these new smart devices in our homes. What does the report say about cyber threats when it comes to these or any other new devices, smartphone devices, or smart devices, I should say, in our home?
Yeah, what we found is that laptops, computers, tablets, video cameras, they end up being the most vulnerable to threats. But also things like what you just said, doorbells, door sensors, the small devices without screens that we kind of forget are there are also vulnerable. And that is why it's really important to have something like the advanced security product, because it just protects everything that is connected to the Wi-Fi in your home, and even things that you may not be so aware of.
So let's talk about some of the current cyber attacks that you're seeing, and most importantly, Nooper, how can people protect themselves?
Well, the 3 types of attacks we see are infected devices in your home trying to reach what are called bad IP reputation sites. So, sites with malware. And then the other is unsafe browsing. So, so you go to a website and unknown to you, there's malware on it. The third is something called a denial of service, where your gateway or your modem will become part of a botnet, and then the botnet is used to attack. So that's the third thing that we try to protect against. Now, what can you do? Well, there are 5 things. 1 is use strong passwords. 2, use multi-factor authentication wherever you can. 3, know what is in your home that is connecting to the internet. 4 is try to educate yourself, learn more. And 5 is turn auto updates on your devices so that if there are any security patches, they will just be automatically installed on your devices.
Okay, those are a great checklist right there, Nooper. I mean, 5 things we can do right away. I love the 2 authentication security devices in order to get through to a certain site or a certain credit card. You have to have not only the password, but something sent to your phone directly. I love that. I know that the younger generations out there are very connected. They seem most tech savvy. Certainly my kids are teenagers, and they are connected to so many different devices these days. Does that mean they're more careful, and what can they do to make sure they're safe online?
Our data found the exact opposite. So Gen Z was really exhibiting the most unsafe behaviors, about 87% of the time. And then behind them was Gen X and the millennials who were exhibiting unsafe behaviors about 80% of the time. And really the boomers were the safest, but even they were doing unsafe things, about 70% of the time. So that's still too high. And that is why, again, you need something that protects you in the background, and it always helps to learn more.
Very true indeed. This has all been very helpful, very informational, Nooper. Where can our viewers go online to just kind of not only see what you've talked about today, but maybe just kind of discover and learn new information on ways to minimize their risk?
Yeah, please go to comcastcorporation.com/cyber health report.
All right, Nooper Davis, Chief Information Security Officer for Comcast. I appreciate your time. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.